Good morning, America. Good morning, my children. Welcome to another fine edition of the Pick Six, our wonderful football show here on Brew Sports. I'm exhausted and I'm tired, but I'm ready to roll, and I'm alongside my good friend and colleague, James Stewart. James, how are you today, my friend?
I am wonderful.
Wonderful. Well rested?
A little bit more than you, I think.
All right, that's fine. That's okay. We're going to go. We're going to have fun today. We're going to get the blood rolling. Well, our first segment today, obviously, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up today. Okay. We'll roll with it. We have a bunch of good stuff to talk about. Obviously, Brady's jersey has been found, and thank God, because I was worried. I was freaking out. Trump is in the media, and he is relevant in the NFL world, so we will talk about that. Some retired players talking about possibly making a comeback, and we will also feature the top team, our two early picks for the top team in each division, so we will talk about that as well. But first off, let's start with Crossed the Line, one of my favorite segments we do on this show. We'll start with the Brady culprit. The Brady culprit. There's a man who has been found in Mexico who apparently,
For Trump, of course.
Yeah. He was in Mexico. I knew it all along. I could have told you that. The Brady jersey culprit from the Super Bowl has been found in Mexico, and he has been linked to the jersey that was stolen in the Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl, and as well as a helmet and possibly cleats from Von Miller from Super Bowl 50. The dude's making bank. Yeah. Well, not anymore.
Well,
he robbed the bank, and he got caught.
This is going to be the leading argument for the wall now?
For the wall? I'm telling you, if this wall was up, the jersey would have never got to Mexico. It's interesting because the FBI obviously tracked him down.
Right.
The jersey itself was valued up to about $500,000, which at that point is a felony. So the FBI got involved, and somehow they were able to figure it out. And there's a video I should have pulled that up too. There's a video that shows him going into the locker room and then leaving with a black bag or something under his stinky armpit. Which, but I'm wondering. We'll get into it a little more in a second here. I think it's pretty safe to say that the Brady culprit crossed the line. But do you have any thoughts on Mr. Mystery Man over here?
I mean, I don't even know how this got to this point. The FBI and everything is involved.
It's amazing.
Looking for a jersey, but yeah, of course he crossed the line. He stole something. But it's also, it's good for a laugh, right?
It is good for a laugh. It's good for a laugh.
He
at
won't
least
be
a couple.
Laughing, but.
Yeah, he won't be laughing. He won't be laughing. Again, yes. Good morning to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like and share and comment, because without your comments, we're just a couple talking heads. So. All right, our second part of Cross the Line. Donald Trump is back in the media, and it is relative to the NFL. Donald Trump says he was behind the finding of the jersey in Mexico. He is responsible for discovering and recovering the jersey in Mexico.
Like he physically went and tracked the guy down.
I'm telling you, I knew it all along. I've been telling the FBI, I said, hey, this guy's in Mexico. I could have told you that.
So Donald Trump says he's responsible for recovering Tom Brady's jersey. They're like golf buddies or something.
This wouldn't be the first time that he's taken credit. So,
No.
That's par for the course.
I was on the 10th tee with Tom Brady, and I said, Tom, I'm going to get your jersey. Don't worry. I got it.
Did Donald Trump cross the line? I think it's.
He's always crossed the line.
He was born across the line.
I am the line.
Okay. Colin Kaepernick still not signed. Spike Lee has come out after what I believe was a lunch or a dinner with Colin Kaepernick. Spike Lee has come out and said that it is fishy that Colin Kaepernick has not been signed yet. This is interesting to me because Spike Lee doesn't really have any relation to the football world.
No.
But it's almost, I don't want to call it a cop-out, but it's cheap to just come in and say something like that when there are teams that have other needs and have other things to figure out. I know I don't want a mediocre, subpar quarterback sitting on my roster.
And it's a headache. I mean, his media attention is going to be a headache in the same way that Tim Tebow was. The guy's not good enough to warrant that attention. And you can say that he's being blackballed or whatever, but the thing about it is he's a running quarterback. So who wants a backup quarterback that can't run your offense?
Yes, I agree.
You don't make plans for your backup quarterback.
No.
So if you bring on Kaepernick, you're basically having to run two offenses in case your starting quarterback gets hurt.
Yeah, and
He's not gonna start
that brings
anymore.
up a good point. That really does complicate things, especially if you have a guy who is under center who does not, go outside of the pocket too much.
Right.
But when running is your bread and butter, and you can't really throw the ball very well, I don't want.
So there's
I don't
only
want
a
him sitting
few
on my
teams
bench.
where it would actually work.
Right.
I mean, maybe the Browns, where
Even
when RG3 goes down, then another running quarterback steps in.
Yes, even in Buffalo, it would make sense, but I still don't want him because it doesn't. It's not necessary. A, I don't want to pay him, and I don't want to pay him the money. But B, it like you said, it is a headache because you do get the media attention. It's like when the Bills got Rex Ryan. Like,
Right.
It was like, okay, we're getting the media attention. He's going to say some things sometimes. It'll be kind of annoying and put you in the spotlight. And look what happened. He's back. He got fired, and he's back in the market. So, did Spike Lee cross the line? I understand why he's doing it. I get it, but I just, I just don't care. I do not care about Colin. Like, I have no interest in Colin Kaepernick. I don't think he's a good quarterback,
Right.
and I think that's why I have little to no interest in
Right.
Colin Kaepernick.
And like you said, he's not been a good quarterback for quite some time now. And
He had one good year.
right,
And it was a system. He was a product of a system.
right, and of course, that good year happened to be against the Packers.
Of course.
But anyway, Spike Lee is doing what Spike Lee does. I mean, bring attention, make noise. That's about it.
Spike Lee, man. They do have great commercials, though. Spike and Charles, man. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to say the Brady culprit crossed the line because he stole about $1 million worth of memorabilia. Donald Trump crossed the line because he's Donald Trump. And Spike Lee is right on the line, and that's a debatable one. So
Yeah. He's not right, but he's not wrong.
He's right, exactly. Like, I get it, but I just don't care. It's Colin Kaepernick. If we're talking about Tom Brady,
that's
it's a
the
different
actual
story.
answer. Yeah, I don't
if
care.
you got a guy like Brady, I mean, it's not an elite quarterback. Even if it was like Phillip Rivers or like
Right.
Tony Romo, like, okay, I'd think about it because you're getting somebody who may improve your roster. Getting Colin Kaepernick that may make your roster worse.
Exactly.
So, and you got to think about the people in the locker room too. The people in the locker room really want this headache too, like around them,
No.
surrounding them.
And again, for a backup quarterback.
right? For a backup quarterback, it just doesn't seem worth it. So, like you said, it does go right along the lines of the Tim Tebow talk. But okay, so talking about Brady's jersey was found. Real quick, I believe we have a video of the police chief in Houston talking about how they discovered the jersey, or how they discovered the culprit, and how they ended up tackling him, pun intended. So I believe we have a video. Here
Our
it is.
investigators actually developed information from an informant here in Houston, that led them to Mexico, and that led them to believe that the jersey was actually in Mexico. And quite frankly, as a result of that investigation, we were able to work with the FBI and Mexican authorities to respond to the suspect's last known location and look for the jersey. The jerseys were subsequently recovered. The jersey was subsequently recovered along with the jersey from Mr. Brady from Super Bowl, I believe, 49. That had been previously gone missing from that Super Bowl, were recovered in Mexico and taken by the FBI and NFL security again to Boston, where efforts are being made right now to authenticate the jerseys.
Okay, so
This seems like a lot.
for a jersey, here's the deal. I don't know who valued the jersey at $500,000.
I don't.
Seems like a pretty premature,
that's-
estimate. I get it because 50 years from now,
Right.
the greatest quarterback of all time, potentially. Maybe his last Super Bowl jersey. Like, I get it, $500,000, whatever.
Would you pay $500,000?
No, I would no. I wouldn't pay $100 for a regular Brady jersey. I I don't know. It's interesting. I love how it all kind of unfolded because Brady didn't even care.
Right.
He came out and said, you know what, like, if it's out there, like, I'd love to have it back, but I'd rather have the, like, I would
But
take
I'll
the
probably
ring.
win another one,
Yeah,
so
I would
whatever.
take the ring over the jersey any day of the week. So he really didn't care, but the rest of the world was like, gosh darn it,
How dare you
we need
steal
to figure
from
this
Tom
out.
Brady?
So, and thankfully they did figure it out because they were able to recover several other items of football memorabilia, including.
How's this guy keep getting in?
Well, that's what I was going to ask because I was going to get to. So they found another jersey from the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, and then they also found a football helmet, most likely belonging to Von Miller from Super Bowl 50, and Von Miller's wondering if his cleats are there as well, which there is a good chance. So, yeah, I'm wondering.
I mean, this guy's got to have some kind of special access, right?
Well, I want to see if they still have the security footage from the last time he stole something. If they know that he stole the jersey from the last Super Bowl they were in, I want to see, because if it's the same dude, that's amazing.
Right.
Like, give this guy a freaking medal. Because how do you? I mean, what? Okay, so he is credentialed as an international media source.
Okay.
What the hell does that mean?
You got
And,
me.
like, so is he like writing for a newspaper in Cancun? He's like,
Just a source of media.
got my press pass, part of the AP. Well, that's the thing is I'm trying to figure out which media source is about to get slammed for credentialing this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, is this bigger than we see right now? Is it more than just one guy? Is it a group of people? Are they working together? Or is it just one really big Tom Brady fan that's like, oh, thank God,
yes.
I got credentialed? Why do I keep going back to the Donald Trump voice? I have no idea. It's too easy. It's a crutch right now. It's a crutch. It's just funny. It's just funny. I'll have to find a new voice to do. But yeah, so I think this may be bigger than we believe.
I mean, it should be an easy problem to fix, though.
We're gonna.
You caught him, so
it's gonna
it
be
should
like
end now, right?
it's gonna be like National Treasure, where this is just the beginning, and it's
Somewhere
gonna lead
there's
us
a
to the
warehouse.
Templars gold. The Templars treasure. And
Yeah.
we're just gonna find like OJ's missing memorabilia, like all this stuff is just gonna be like in this big warehouse in Cancun. I don't know.
On the other side of the wall.
On the other side of the wall. Yeah. Well, Mexico's like, hey, go ahead, build that wall. We have Brady's jersey.
Never getting it back.
Yeah. We'll trade you a jersey for the wall. Anyways, okay, moving on. I see Baxter has pulled up my video from yesterday. I forgot we were going to open the show with this, but that's okay. So Baxter and I, after our show yesterday, after halftime, for some reason, I don't know why, it was the most random thing in the entire world. He looks at me and he goes, do you want to simulate a Madden game? I'm like, well, yeah,
Of course.
why not?
Why wouldn't you?
And he goes, all right. And he pulls it up and he puts it on the monitor here, and it says Madden 08. And I was like, what the hell am I getting myself into? As we all know, the Packers were much better than the Bills in
you start going
2008.
back and thinking,
so
08,
yeah,
who's on the
08.
Bills?
I'm like, who's a quarterback? J.P. Lossman. Okay, we suck. Yeah. So, long story short, the Bills, like, we simulated it, so we weren't actually playing.
Right.
But the Bills were able to take the lead somehow magically in the fourth quarter, and then in perfect Bills fashion, blow it with seconds on the
man
clock.
God
Like,
said no.
somehow Dick Sharon just blows the game. So I think if Baxter has it pulled up, I have my snap story from yesterday.
Never gonna believe this, but the Bills are up by 1 with 48 seconds left, and they have the ball to kneel it out. Amazing.
There's
The kick is
catch.
up. It's good.
But wait a minute. There's 3 seconds on the
3
clock.
seconds left. 3 seconds. God! What is going on?
Down by 1.
No! Oh, it's a Bills game from 2008. What is this? Oh, my nightmares are real. This is my nightmare. This is
Marshawn
my...
Lynch and J.P. Lossman.
With 3 seconds left on the clock, on the 30-yard line, Brett Favre, in perfect Favre fashion, scores a touchdown.
Oh
Unbelievable.
my God. Oh, my God. I knew it,
I mean,
too.
it's typical Favre and typical Bills.
Well, what's even more messed up is, so the Packers had the ball, and this was earlier in the game. They were up 7-0, or I think it was 10-0.
Yeah.
And what happened was they are in field goal range, and the fans in Lambeau are booing the Packers for deciding to kick a field goal as opposed to going for it on like 4th and 1 or something. And so they kick the field goal, and it is the worst kick in the entire – and it goes way left. It's just an awful kick. And I'm like, oh, there's hope. So they turn over the ball, and the Bills get it. And on the first play, fumble. The Packers get another chance to kick a field goal.
I don't know if you guys can see this. There is true anguish on his face. I mean, he is –
unbelievable. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's like you had to relive your childhood.
It's like, oh, my God, what am I watching? So Madden 2008, totally, like, I had to watch Marshawn Lynch's rookie season. Like, I'm going through all that headache, that whole headache. Oh, my God. So, yes, we simmed a game. I sat there and watched the entire thing. It wasn't like I was sitting there like,
It wasn't like a 10-minute ordeal.
It's not 4th and 30, and I'm like, Hail Mary, J.P. Lossman, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, no.
And you were into it.
Oh, the Bills after that kickoff, they kicked the ball out of bounds, so got a penalty. Gave them great field position. Unbelievable. So that's my life today. That's my life today. Have you? Do you remember any? I mean, do you have like a favorite Madden? Like mine, for some reason, is always 2003. I don't know why. I like the soundtrack. I think. PS2.
I like back in the day when they used to have like they would have like Exhibit or something do like an intro, but they used to have like the long intro, all the like bone crushing hits and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they don't do that anymore.
No.
I feel like now it's just Odell Beckham.
No. Yep, yeah. Well, how about? I think I have a start sit cut for us later that maybe we'll get into too if we have time. But did you ever play any like Tecmo Super Bowl on the NES or because the Bills were actually good in that game.
Right.
So that's anytime I go home, I sit down and play Tecmo Super Bowl with my brother.
I don't think if you didn't play Tecmo Super Bowl, you shouldn't play Madden.
Bo Jackson.
You got to start at the beginning.
Yeah, you do. You got to learn the basics on Tecmo Super Bowl. You got to learn to run. You got to learn to run in a cross pattern before you can learn how to do anything.
You have to learn how to break 11 tackles before you can, really get out there.
Oh my God, exactly. More of a backyard football kind of guy. Okay, all right. Whatever, Baxter. I do love backyard football. That was always fun to play on the computer. All the backyard sports games were fun. What about NFL Blitz 2000 on 64? Did you ever play any of the Blitz games?
Oh, yeah. The best
Guys are
you
on
could
fire.
hit them after the whistle. You
It was
throw
great.
them around.
It was great. No late hits, like totally legal.
And the double pass was like the best play in the game.
It really was for some reason.
The only play in the game because you would just basically pass it backwards to pass it forward.
I would always. My brothers knew all the cheat codes. So like when the game's loading, you can type in cheat codes or whatever. So my brothers are like their players are invisible or they have like a huge head and they're on fire and I'm like, what the hell is going on? All I can get is like my quarterback has like a dress. Like, what is this garbage? What is this garbage? Okay, let's see. There's some other stuff going on. How do you feel about this so far? We're doing okay.
I'm having fun.
We're doing okay. I sound like Jim Rome.
It's still early.
What's up, clones? Jim Rome here. All right. There's some retired players who are talking about making a comeback. We've seen it all before. Brett Favre about 150 times. Ray Rice says he can still play, and Marshawn Lynch is considering returning, but only with the Oakland Raiders. So let's start with Ray Rice. Ray Rice has came out and said that he thinks he can still play. He says the reason why he's not in the league isn't because he can't play football.
I mean, I'd tend to agree. I mean, but it's another situation where, same as Kaepernick, no one wants to deal with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the video pretty much ruined his career.
Well, let's talk about Mike Vick then, because Vick was in prison and he came out and teams took a chance on him,
But it wasn't like the Eagles took a chance on him as a backup.
Yeah.
As a favor to Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
As a favor to Donovan McNabb.
He kind of got in the perfect situation.
He pulled some strings. Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
I mean, Ray Rice he was already kind of on the decline.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, again, he's, 30?
Yeah.
Do you really
Yeah,
want
he's up there.
bring in a 30-year-old running back?
No, I don't. No, I don't. That's what AP is for.
And he's not AP.
He's not AP. That's certainly true. Marshawn Lynch, on the opposite side of the spectrum, probably the most realistic retired person or player right now to make a comeback.
And, I mean, staying at home.
Yeah. He's in Oakland. He's from Oakland. It makes sense to go to Oakland, so why wouldn't we give him a chance?
You have to think he's still got a little bit left in the tank, too. I mean, he
retired early.
Right. And it's not like he was a speed burner or anything like that. He was going to run you over. So he can run up the middle.
He can. I think he can still break tackles.
You might not see any more beast mode.
Seen it. I mean, there's some footage of Ray Rice going left and right. Well, I mean,
hey, diddle, Ray Rice up the middle?
Yeah. Ray Rice is interesting because you're right. He is another one of those headaches that teams do not want to take a chance on. Is he a polarizing player? Yeah, maybe not anymore. We're a couple years removed now.
And again, the league is trending away from all these running backs. So, I mean, can you get a guy to come in and do what Ray Rice does? Probably.
What if Ray Rice was an elite quarterback as opposed to a running back? I think teams would be more willing to.
They'd be willing to entertain it. It's tough because, again, as a quarterback, it's like you're supposed to be the leader, and
you beat your wife.
But then again, Vic got another try.
That's true. This is true. It's interesting.
But Vic, he faced a lot of backlash his entire comeback.
He did.
I mean,
he did.
A lot of people really didn't forgive him, and really won't ever.
They secretly were like, gosh, I hate this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, if he scores a touchdown, fine. But, like, if he gets hurt, also fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Marshawn Lynch possibly going to Oakland. Now, I don't know how this all has to play out in regards to Seattle. I mean, Seattle doesn't want him. Obviously, they just signed Eddie Lacy, which is basically a chunkier,
hopefully less
lower quality Marshawn Lynch. Oakland, if Marshawn Lynch goes to Oakland, see, I agree.
Well, Latavius Murray's gone.
Yes, I do think that Marshawn still has a lot in the tank, or at least a little bit. And some people are saying that there's no way he's in football shape. I don't think he necessarily even has to be in football shape because his style of play doesn't need him to be
10 carries, 15 carries.
Yeah,
something.
And he'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's not out there to do any receiving or anything like that.
Would that make Oakland a Super Bowl contender?
No.
I
mean, it was
they already had Latavius Murray. So
right. It's not like last year they didn't have a decent running back.
Right.
So I don't think it
They're a team
sends
to watch,
them over the top. They're definitely a team to watch. They're an up and coming team.
Yeah.
But it doesn't put them over the top. And I don't think very few running backs in the league, no matter where they go, are going to put any team over the top.
I agree.
Just the teams are throwing too much.
I mean, the Bills had the best running game in the entire NFL last year, and they still missed the playoffs. So certainly not a running league. We all know that. Let's see what else is going on out there. In the opposite side of the spectrum, talking about players coming back from retirement, there are still some players out there that maybe should consider retiring, one of whom is Darrelle Revis. Is he still the shutdown Revis on Revis Island that we used to know him as?
No. I don't think he can match up against the speedsters anymore. I mean, in the short, he could probably play a zone, physical zone pretty well, but I don't think he can hang with your top flight receivers,
especially these young guys.
Right. I mean,
John Ross running a 4.22.
But especially at cornerback, it's kind of one of those. Usually around this time they would have moved to safety.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a corner. I mean, that's who he is. But I think it might be if he finds the right situation where he doesn't have to be the number one.
Yeah.
It's worth considering.
Is he's obviously not a shutdown corner anymore. Is he still a top quality cornerback?
I mean, he's better than any of the cornerbacks the Packers have. So I mean,
so would you take him for the Packers?
As a Packer fan, I would. Yeah.
Okay. So No, the answer is no. Darrelle Revis should not retire. He should go play for the Packers.
Like I said, if he finds the right situation, which would be helping us.
I like the idea of Darrelle Revis just because, for the same reason why I like the idea of Adrian Peterson. You're getting a name, and he's quality, and there's a chance that he may still be phenomenal. So I would take him. The Bills should look at him because we need some help on the in the backfield. But
yeah, as a corner, if you lose a step, it's probably a lot more impactful as a running back loses a step.
I agree.
The thing with a corner you have to worry about is it can get ugly if he's not Darrelle Revis.
If he's not Darrelle Revis.
If he's not Revis Island, it'll be ugly.
It'll be ugly. Touchdowns. He'll be called Touchdown Revis. Not for a good reason. There are some other people out there right now who are still unsigned. Let's take a look at some of the best players still available as we move through free agency in this NFL offseason. Dante Hightower has re-signed with the Patriots. That is an update.
Which is
I talked about him last week. It is huge for him. I think he really wanted to stay with the Patriots anyways.
It was all just kind of a...
It was just a vacation. He's like, I'm going to go look around.
Yeah.
I'm going to go shop. But I'm still going to wear the same suit I've been wearing. I'm going to go to Men's Warehouse and try everything on, but I'm not going to buy anything. So
let's go get a few cupcakes.
So go get a few. Go hang out with the Jets. Get a free cupcake.
Have a good birthday party.
Yeah. Let's see who else is still out there. Oh, guess what? Jay Cutler, Colin Kaepernick, Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles. All the people that the world wants to know where they're going.
Yes.
Literally, I mean, I'm looking at these 4 names, and this is literally all I care about in free agency right now is where are these guys going? Is Jay Cutler going to start somewhere? Probably not. Colin Kaepernick, no. But I'm still interested to see where they're going to end up. Same with Adrian Peterson.
Kind of he's in an interesting situation. I mean, he was a Bear, so I really don't have anything nice to say about him. But that being said, he's probably better than a lot of your bad quarterbacks. The problem is he's not good enough to make an investment in. You know what I mean? It's like, do you really want to bring him in, even if he is better than what you have? Is it that much of an upgrade?
No.
I mean, he's got the arm, he's got this and that, but then he's got the pouty face. So,
yeah. I think that I don't want him on my team.
Right.
Not for the same reason why I don't want Colin Kaepernick, but I will say neither quarterback is really going to upgrade any team out there. There may be a couple teams, like the Browns should probably look at him, but the Browns, I mean, if Jay Cutler went to the Browns, it would be a Browns move.
Well, they have RG3. So
they do, yeah. They've basically already covered that. Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles. Oh, my God, just sign somewhere already. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I want to know where they're going to go, and I still have no idea.
I mean, at this point, though, we keep talking about them like they're Adrian Peterson and Jamal Charles of old, but they're not. Obviously, because they haven't been signed yet.
Right.
So, wherever they go at this point, it's going to be in a split position. It's at this point. I mean, you would think that if anyone wanted those 2 guys to lead their backfield, it would have happened already.
I think. I mean, for the same reason, like I would take Adrian Peterson, but you're not getting anything special.
Right.
You shouldn't expect Adrian Peterson of
you're taking
5 years ago.
Adrian Peterson or Jamal Charles for that fact, you're hoping that they can have that 1 or 2 final good years.
Right. Pat says the Packers defense will miss Cutler greatly. He's not wrong.
That is true.
He's not wrong. When you said that you didn't have anything nice to say about him, I was gonna mention what about all the passes he throws to your defense.
In the words of Charles Woodson, same old Jay.
Same old Jay. Same old Jay. Throwing me the ball. Tony says I demolished James in blitz.
That is completely untrue.
I don't know. I think maybe we need to bring N64 in here one day.
I mean, look, if you want to, I'll play him.
I'll play. I mean, yeah, get him in here. Maybe we should just do that. Screw the NCAA tournament. Let's have an NFL Blitz 2000 tournament.
Play
and then we'll get into
live?
Tecmo. I have Tecmo. Maybe I'll bring it in.
I don't see why you wouldn't.
I have to now. My brother would kill me if I didn't. What else is going on out there? We covered the the remaining free agents that I think are relevant. We talked about Brady's jersey being found in Mexico. I told you it was there. We talked about some retired players who may make a comeback and whether or not it is actually worth it. And we also talked about whether or not Darrelle Revis should retire. And both of us decided against it.
No. I originally thought that he should, but...
So did I. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, I'd take him.
Yeah, right,
and
exactly.
You did the same thing. I was like, well, yeah, I'd take
I talked
Revis.
myself out of it just by thinking
wait,
about...
what am I talking about? Like, my backfield sucks. Like, of course I'd take Darrelle Revis. Of course I would. Darrelle, if you're watching, we'll have you. If you'll have us. You can literally pick either team. I won't be mad if you go with the Packers. And I don't think James will be mad if you come to the Bills.
I will be a little upset.
We got some holes to fill. So, yes. What else is going on?
Well, speaking of free agency, how about what the Patriots are doing though? It seems like they they re-signed Dante Hightower.
Yeah.
They get Brandon Cooks in a trade. I mean,
they may be looking to get in the top 15 in the first round of the draft here.
When's the last
There's a
time
good
you saw
chance
a
that's going to
champion
happen.
doing all of that?
Never.
To basically reload on the fly.
They're going to probably go add another Super Bowl. Like, it's ridiculous.
Which, I mean, he'll
amazing
have
to
another
me.
jersey to get stolen, and
It's amazing to me because I hate the Patriots, but they are priming themselves for another deep run at a Super Bowl, and it sucks because I don't want to see it happen. But they're loading up in free agency. They're re-signing players. They brought in Stephon Gilmore, who is considerably one of the better cornerbacks in the league. So their defense is going to be better this year, and their offense is going to be better, which is scary.
I mean, Cooks is another guy kind of in like the Wes Welker, Amendola. It's kind of that ilk, but he's also got the top flight speed. So he's not going to be like Randy Moss where you can just throw it up to him.
Right.
But they've finally got a guy who, in
Can
the same
put
way that
himself
Randy Moss
out there.
did, just
Get open.
you go as fast as you can and I'll throw it as far as I can.
Pretty crazy.
I mean, that's
Scary is what it is.
Tom Brady is basically looking at a guy who, in most cases, should be winding down his career. Just keeps getting more and more weapons.
I hate it. Jeez.
I mean,
I'm so over this.
Belichick is definitely
I am so over
an
this.
architect.
Guess who's going to the Giants?
Who's that?
Geno Smith. This just in, Geno Smith will be battling Eli Manning for the starting role.
I mean, if you're Geno, wouldn't you just want to get out of New York? Like, I'm done with New York.
We talked about this before when Brandon Marshall signed with the Giants, like literally a week ago. Wow, what is that like when was Marshall just like, yeah, man, just come on over. Like the training hours are great. Like the Jets get the morning shift, like we get the afternoon. Like that's what we really want. There's a cuter, the staff is cuter. Like for the trainers, like just come on over here. Everything's better over here. Everything's greener. Well, actually, it's more blue.
Right.
So yeah, Geno Smith going to the Giants doesn't have to move.
No, he just
has to change his
walks into
schedule
a
around a
different
little
door.
bit. Yeah.
I mean, it changes his...
Dude, I mean, I want to be a fly on that wall.
Right.
Just listen to like passing people left and right. How's it going? It's good. It's good.
I mean, that pretty much means he's given up on being a starting quarterback, though, right?
Yeah.
He's just looking for a job.
Oh my God. Geno Smith. I remember when Geno Smith and EJ Manuel came out of the draft, I was like sick. Like 2 first-round picks in the AFC East. They're going to be rivals for their entire career.
Nah, not so much.
Wow, that was wrong. I was way off. Yeah, now there's one's a backup quarterback in Oakland, and the other's a backup quarterback in New York. The other New York.
Again, yeah.
Well, and technically New Jersey, but you know what I mean. Yes. What else do we got? Top teams in each division. You want to talk about that?
Sure.
Well, let's do our 2 early picks for the top team in each division in the upcoming season. Obviously, it is very early, but I thought it would be fun to at least take a look at it and see what we have out there. Let's start with your conference. Let's start with the NFC. Do you want to start in the East?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Since we're already talking
it's gotta
about
be
the Giants.
it's got to be Dallas, obviously. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Dak does in his sophomore season, and Elliott, but mainly, quarterback in his sophomore season. Everyone knows you. We've seen you, and you're not surprising anyone. And he kind of flew under the radar because of the fact that Ezekiel Elliott was so hyped.
Mm-hmm.
But they do still have that line. They do still have a running game, and he still has Des Bryant. So it's got to be Dallas.
I think I agree with you. I will say I think Dallas is going to take the NFC East, but I will say it's going to be interesting to see how the New York Giants play next year, because with Brandon Marshall complimenting Odell Beckham Jr., and now they have the stifling Geno Smith on the back end. I think the Giants could compete with the Cowboys. I think Dak Prescott's going to have another good year next year, but I don't think he's going to have as good of a year.
For sure.
He's going to hit his sophomore slump, I think.
I mean, you would think that Brandon Marshall is going to be a lot of help for Odell Beckham. I mean,
it's going to take a lot of heat off him, yeah. As long as Odell can keep his head clean and focus on the game.
As long as he's not fighting with Josh Norman.
Yeah, you're complaining about a well-defended play. God. Okay, let's move over to the NFC North. I think I know who you're going to choose.
I'm going to shock everyone and go with the Packers.
Wow. Unbelievable. There's some really riveting stuff here. Yeah, I agree.
But honestly, it's a bad division. Look at it.
It is a bad division.
How crazy is it to say that the Lions are probably...
The Lions, the Vikings, and the Bears. At some point, we need to address the fact that Teddy Bridgewater may never play the game again.
Yes.
But when that news does come out, we can talk about that. But yes, I agree with you. The Packers will be taking the NFC North. For those of you watching, of course, share, like, comment, be a part of the discussion. Our picks so far have been pretty straightforward. You can't really deny that.
Here.
Yeah, no surprises there. Okay, so let's move on over to the NFC South then, where things can get really interesting in a hot second. Probably one of the better divisions in the league, I think.
Yeah, this one's kind of. I'm not going with the Falcons.
I'm not either.
I'm going with Tampa Bay. I think that Jameis is ready to take that next step. I think the Falcons are going to take a step back, come back to earth. Matt Ryan is still going to be Matt Ryan, but there might be a little Super Bowl hangover there. New Orleans, Drew Brees is getting up there. They lose Cooks.
That's tough. It's going to hurt them.
Right, and you know the Panthers are. I don't really know what to make of the Panthers. They kind of fell fast.
This is one of the only divisions where every team has potentially an elite or second-tier elite quarterback.
Yes.
And that makes the division itself very interesting and very competitive. I mean, to look at the Panthers' record from last year, it'd be 6-10.
Which, when I looked at it, was kind of surprising.
Who saw that coming?
Right, exactly.
So I can see the Panthers being much better next year. The Saints are interesting because I always want to love Drew Brees. I really do.
Yeah.
But when you lose Cooks and a couple years ago and you lose Jimmy Graham, it's like you're getting rid of your best
you're
players.
Losing what you did well.
Yeah. So that didn't really make sense to me. So
they were
I
a
agree.
team that tried to outscore everyone. So you can't keep losing weapons.
I want to root for Drew Brees, but I honestly believe that the Saints will be last in that division next year. But I think the Panthers will surprise some people. I agree. The Atlanta Falcons will take a step back. But I think the top of the division is going to be fought between Tampa Bay and Carolina, ultimately with Tampa Bay coming out on top. The NFC West, some other familiar faces over there for you Packer fans and Patriot fans. The Seattle Seahawks, Arizona Cardinals, the Los Angeles Rams, and the San Francisco 49ers. More like the San Francisco, I don't care, because you're bad.
Yeah,
I got jokes.
Let's just eliminate them.
Let's eliminate the Rams and the Niners.
Well.
So we're talking the Cardinals and the Seahawks.
And the Seahawks
in
have
the
to
NFC
beat one
West.
team. Or the Arizona has to beat one team.
Yeah.
Because you're going to beat the other two. I'm going to go I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
You have to.
I thought about Arizona. I really like the running back there, but
David Johnson.
yeah, David Johnson. I mean, he's a beast.
He is
That
a
guy-
beast.
I mean, if you
I should have drafted
you
him
need
last
someone
year.
in fantasy,
I
that's
know.
who you need to get. That
Should have
guy
drafted him.
is everywhere. But Seattle, the defense.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what the addition of Eddie Lacy does, but I'm going Seattle.
You're right though. You have to think about Arizona. For the same reason why I
I
want
want
to root
Arizona.
for. Yeah, I know. I do too. For the same reason why I want to see Drew Brees succeed, I want to see Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald succeed
Right.
because Larry Fitzgerald is one of the
that
best
guy-
wide
that's class
receivers
act
who will never make it close to winning a Super Bowl.
He was
They've
in
been
one.
close. They've been close. Yes.
Who'd they lose to?
Who did they lose to that year? I'll have to look. We'll get
Was that
an-
the
we'll-
Pittsburgh?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll get an intern on it. Which is essentially everybody watching, so they need to figure it out. Figure it out. I don't know what I'm doing. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks as well. Seattle. So our winners for next season from the NFC is Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Seattle. We all agree on those, right?
Yep. So
Okay.
who comes out of there then?
Ooh, now we're getting complicated. Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Seattle. Dallas. I'd put my money on Dallas. But the Giants are going to fight for that. So if the Giants ended up on top,
So you're saying whoever's in the East.
but I don't think that's the thing. I don't think the Giants would beat the Packers. I think it'd be fun to watch Seattle play the Packers again, but
I mean, as it stands right now, the Packers still need to do something on defense. So
yeah, they do.
as of today, I wouldn't be going with the Packers. I'd probably go Seattle,
Seattle, okay.
and I hate it, but
I know. All right, let's move over to the AFC. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Okay.
see, I went with a homer pick. So are you going to go with a homer pick?
No, I can't because I don't have an elite quarterback. It's not the same. All right, we'll start with the AFC East, the New England Patriots,
New England, I mean,
obviously.
like we said earlier,
Hurts me
they're
to do this.
reloading.
They're probably they're the favorite to win again.
Right. And Tom Brady's
And
going
they're
to continue
better.
to make us hate him.
Yeah. The only way they would not be better is if Tom Brady actually took a step back, which is it's pretty much impossible.
Right. And I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do too bad when he was.
No, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so New England Patriots. We'll move straight on to the AFC North.
Nothing about the Bills yet.
No.
Not even putting up a fight.
No. It's a bad division. It's just one really good team. The AFC North, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Browns. Safe to say we can eliminate the Browns, and then
Yep.
when you're talking about the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Bengals, it gets a little bit more interesting.
I mean, you can't really put any stock in the Bengals. The Bengals are that team that when you look at them on paper, you're like, okay, this is the year.
They're like the
gonna
St.
do it.
Louis
Yeah.
Blues of the NHL, where they'll make it to the playoffs, and it's like, meh,
Right.
not going to wow anybody.
You're like, AJ Green is unguardable.
He's amazing.
So what's going on here?
He's amazing.
I mean, their running back situation is, I don't know if you would call it quite a two-headed monster, but you got Hill and Bernard, pretty decent running backs. But
Yeah.
they're one of those situations where they're the Bengals until they're not.
I agree. I'm in the same boat.
You got to leave them out.
Now you're talking the Ravens and the Steelers.
To me, it's the Steelers without a
This is kind of a boring division.
Yeah, it is. Because it's like
You got
the-
old, aging quarterbacks
Yeah.
who may have at one point been elite, but are not considered necessarily that
Right.
anymore.
And every year we're gonna play up the Steelers Ravens like it's
Yeah.
this epic battle of
It's
two
not.
teams that hate each other, but
I don't care.
it's the Steelers.
I don't
taking
care.
This division, yeah. Ray Lewis is not there
Yes.
anymore.
Ben Roethlisberger needs to retire. Maybe we should talk about him retiring. But at the same time, I'd
he's-
still take him on my team. Like, This is
Exactly.
ridiculous. Okay, so who are you going to pick?
It's Steelers.
Okay. I want to pick the Ravens, but it's not going to happen. Steelers it is. Okay,
No Joe
moving on to
Flacco?
moving on to the AFC South.
This is another confusing one.
The Houston Texans, the Tennessee Titans, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. What is wrong with the AFC? My God, we need to figure out what's going on in the NFL. Okay. This
Well,
is
I guess
tough.
first we got to see whatever Houston's going to do at the quarterback.
That's probably first and foremost. I mean, looking at the records here: 9-7, 9-7, 8-8. That is the Colts were 1 win away from winning the division.
The Colts are. I would say the Colts are probably the ones with the upside
because they're the only team that actually have an elite quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jaguars are making a ton of moves like they've been for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But again, same situation with the Bengals. They're the Jaguars until they're not.
Fake it. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Once they prove that they can actually have a successful season,
then I'll choose them in my too early to choose picks on Brew
Until
Sports.
then, you can't even think about it.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Colts because I want Andrew Luck to succeed, and I think that if they put an offensive line in front of him, they'll be very good.
I'm going to actually go with Tennessee.
Okay.
Just basically because, again, I don't really believe in anyone in this.
We need to do something that's debatable.
We've been agreeing
we can't
too much.
Be the same. Oh, my gosh. Okay. We got one more, right?
Yep.
All right, real quick. Going over to Facebook, Pat says, for the AFC West, I really like what the Raiders have been doing. Felt terrible when Carr got hurt last year, right before the playoffs. They've got a great group there and are right on the cusp. I think it's fair to say, as we're moving into that division, this is a little bit more of an exciting division.
Yes.
The Chiefs, the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chargers.
Again, Broncos quarterback situation, who knows?
Figuring that out. San Diego, Phillip Rivers, greatest quarterback to never even come close.
But, in the years, they've had some offensive weapons. It's been their defense that kind of has
Phillip Rivers has had some amazing seasons. He's played very well.
That's another
and they've
fantasy
still
hero.
lost. Yeah.
I mean, that guy is chucking the ball.
Kansas City is too boring.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Patrick. And
I got to go with
the
Oakland,
Raiders.
especially if Marshawn goes down there. But I'm going to go with them regardless.
So is there anything else we can agree on?
No. That's probably it. Back says the Browns will finish higher than the Bengals and Ravens in 2017. Heard it here first. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. The AFC will always be Pats to lose till Brady retires. Yes. No comment.
The best part about that is seeing you answer it. I can see the sadness going over your face as you're reading it.
I can't do this anymore. Why did I choose to do the show?
It's like you want to argue, but then you do.
I can't lie. I can't. Like I can. I can only be so biased. My Aunt Kim says, "Love this. Never have a bad day." She's the best. Do you have an Aunt Kim? Is she the best?
I had to think about this because now, imagine if I say no. I do not have an Aunt Kim, no.
Oh, man. This is great. This is fun. Beck says he has a cousin, Kim.
I know a Kim.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is she great?
The best.
Yeah. must be a Kim thing. Let's see. We're probably about time to move into our last segment, the Pick Six, which rightfully so is a play on words, and I'm all about puns. So, the Pick Six, where we pick six of something, and today I think we figured out it is 6 underwhelming quarterbacks. And since we just went through and chose our picks for the year. Let's talk about a couple quarterbacks that we think will be underwhelming next season. Let's go in alternating order. I'll flip a coin again. Okay, James, you go first.
You sure about that?
Last time it did not go so well. I had a terrible draft last week. That was awful. Let's see if we choose the same people.
I'm going to start with Drew Brees.
Okay.
I know you had said earlier you want Drew Brees to be good. I want Drew Brees to be good. He's like that guy that you always want to root for. But, again, they just keep losing too many weapons. Losing Cooks is...
It's not even his fault. At what point does he just leave?
Right. And he's getting up there in age. So I think that's where I'm going to start with is, unfortunately, Drew Brees.
Does he leave the Saints because it seems like the organization's not really doing him any favors?
Where's he going to go?
I don't know. Buffalo? Come on over. We'll have you if you'll have us.
So basically, every starting
I'll
quarterback
take
you're
it.
gonna you have
We'll
to
take
think
him.
about.
Sold. Sell his jersey to pay for his contract. Okay, so you're gonna pick Drew Brees. I agree with that. I'm gonna go with Ben Roethlisberger as another underwhelming quarterback. Same reason, just old, crickety. Just get him out of the league. But also, if you want to play for Buffalo,
He seems
totally
to make
cool
that
with
big pass all the time.
Yeah, he does. He does. But
Crickety.
I mean, he's going to be underwhelming, but they're still going to be successful because of. I almost said LeVar Ball.
The two topics are definitely on your mind.
Le'Veon Bell. Those are way too close. Those are way too close. Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, I mean, and Antonio Brown. Anyways, I give up. Back says Big Ben is hard to say. It's hard to say bad things about when you have Brown to throw to. Yeah, that's what I said. It's almost like he's in the room.
I think
Jeff says next Madden, Pats versus Bills. Oh my God, we have to do it now. Jeff, stay tuned.
You really want to put yourself?
Jeff,
in that?
stay tuned for that. Maybe I'll go live for a little bit to watch that happen. Who will win more games in 2017? The Rams, the Jags, or the Titans? The Rams, the Jags, or the Titans?
The Titans. They got the running game.
Yeah.
They can always fall back on that.
LA's still figuring it out.
Yeah.
And Todd Gurley, if we're talking about underwhelming running backs.
Oh yeah, took a huge step back.
Okay, so you did Drew Brees. I did Ben Roethlisberger. You got another one for me?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Dak. I think
Dak Prescott
yes,
going to be
Dak Prescott.
underwhelming. Okay.
I think again, it's phenomenal rookie season, but second year, we've all seen it before, or teams have all seen him before. Now they can game plan more against him. They know he's more of a threat than just having to worry about the run. And Dallas is always kind of a sideshow, so who knows?
Who knows with Dallas?
Especially if
Jerry
Tony
Jones.
Romo is still there.
Yes.
Because Jerry.
You know Jerry. I guess we didn't really address the box of Jordy Flakes you got back there today. I approve.
You had the Flutie Flakes. So I figured,
The Jordy Flakes.
they had to
They worked their way in. That's
had
fine.
to make an appearance.
I love it. It's like such a
I don't want you to be the only one.
with a box of
Right.
cereal that we shouldn't eat. Box of
I ate
cereal. Anyways, okay. So Dak Prescott, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees. I am going to go. Oh man. See, I want to say like Joe Flacco, but he's already underwhelming.
Right.
He's already underwhelming, so I'm not going to say Joe Flacco. I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins.
Okay, that's a good one.
Underwhelming.
He's still fighting for that contract.
Yes.
It seems like he's going to be fighting for that contract his entire career.
His entire career. I mean, I don't blame him. You got to fight for it.
It's got to be tough when he's been there, 3 or 4 years now?
Yes.
They just won't make a commitment to him. But they can't find anything better.
So they're keeping him for one more year. At least one more year.
Right.
Yep, so I don't think that's much of a secret right there. It's Kirk Cousins. I mean, he has potential to shine some days, and he has potential to be Kirk Cousins some days. Let's see.
I think,
You got
my last one's kind of a cop-out.
Okay.
But basically the answer is whoever starts for the Browns. Whoever.
We don't know who it is. We don't know who it's going to be.
I think we'll be
It's
adding
going to be
another
underwhelming,
line.
though. Even it might be a rookie quarterback coming in that they
Right.
draft. It might be RG3. It might be Ryan Fitzpatrick for all we know. But
You've
regardless,
seen the picture of the girl with the jersey with all the names on it.
Mhm.
I think we'll be adding another name.
Another name to the Browns. Okay. Oh my gosh. Why not?
Or maybe Manziel will come back.
Please no. Anybody that plays for the Browns. Okay, let's go through this really quick. Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Kirk Cousins,
Dak
Prescott, and anybody playing for the Browns. The entire city of Cleveland.
Right.
Underwhelming. Okay. I have one more. Let's see. I got to pick a good one. Here we go. Whoever ends up starting for the Bears. So it's most likely going to be Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon, yeah. I'm okay with
Does that scare you?
I'm happy with that.
No, it doesn't scare me either. Mike Glennon. People say
He might make less mistakes than Jay, though.
People say yes. They say that he didn't really have a chance to get into anything in Tampa.
In Tampa, yeah.
Because Winston coming in,
that's fair. But he also is. He played.
He did.
So it's not like he didn't play.
Right.
He had a chance.
Yes.
I mean,
he had a chance.
He didn't take the job. They drafted a quarterback.
Not his fault. Nothing you could do about that,
right.
aside from being an elite quarterback, which he's not.
So there is ultimately something.
There is ultimately something he could have done. So yes, to round off our pick 6, Mike Glennon.
Yes.
Gonna be underwhelming.
Will not have Alshon Jeffrey.
Yes.
So you're looking at Kevin White,
Jordan Howard though, pretty good.
Yeah.
He's all right.
No, he's definitely going to underwhelm, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that rounds off our choices for today. Let's go through one more time. Kirk Cousins, anybody playing for the Browns at under center, Ben Roethlisberger,
really.
Dak Prescott, Mike Glennon. Am I missing anybody? Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, yeah.
Underwhelming. We'll see. You heard it here first. Some of those teams we still chose to win their division.
Two of them on my fantasy teams.
Yeah,
so.
most likely. 2 of them.
Yeah.
Mike Glennon, and just
the Browns is.
QB Browns. Fill it in there. Up first overall. Okay, I think that's about it. You got anything else you want to talk about before we get the H out of here?
I don't think so.
I think we covered most of the stuff. We haven't gotten taken off the air yet, so
Not yet.
not yet.
We still got a couple minutes.
We're still okay. Yes, I will definitely have to do a Pats vs. Bills Madden 2008 special. I'm sure I already know how that one's going to end up. Here's a spoiler. Spoiler alert. JP Lossman's going to throw 4 more picks. Okay.
I mean, that's kind of the killer is that you have J.P. Lossman.
So bad. You know, I
all the
mean,
years-
I don't even
well,
know who
not
our
all the
backup
years,
is in that game, and it's not going to be good. It's one of 40 people. Yes, so the pick 6. Thank you all for watching. Of course, we have social media and stuff, so be sure to go follow us and like us on all that stuff. At Brew Sports Net, hashtag Brew Sports. We have a website. Do you have a bio on our website yet?
I do.
You wrote about yourself? Was it the hardest thing in the world? It's the hardest thing in the world for me is to write about myself. But yeah, we have a website, brewsportsnet.com, not to be confused with brewsports.net. It's brewsportsnet.com. Be sure, again, on Twitter, Instagram, anything, at brewsportsnet. So we have a YouTube channel as well, so all of our videos get archived on there. So if you want to watch after the fact, of course, you can find us here on Facebook and on YouTube as well. At Brew Sports Net. Fancy that. James, do you have some social media stuff?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at JStewJr.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are you on like Snapchat or anything? No, not into
They're
that?
all the same. Snapchat,
All the same?
Instagram, all of them are
Same.
J.
Same for me.
Stu Jr.
That's people have like different handles for
just make
everything.
it
It doesn't
easy.
make sense to me.
And
My
you can
whole
set
life
it
I'm
up
like
to post
Banner
to one,
Turk.
to post all.
Yeah. There's not another Banner Turk out there until we're famous. Like until we've made it, then I have to be the real with a little check mark. Like, man, once I get that check mark,
That's a dream
it's like
come
getting
true.
your doctorate, your PhD. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it. You can find me on all social media at Banner Turk. This has been a weird show. It's been a weird show. We talked about Trump. We talked about somehow LeVar Ball got mentioned again.
Why wouldn't he?
Unbelievable. Yes, of course, if you want us to talk or discuss anything, we get our what am I trying to say? Our vacation, our road trip gets driven by by your discussion and your comments. So please always come in and comment.
What he said.
If there is anything you want to talk about, post it on our page, and we will talk about it next week. But until next Tuesday morning, and hopefully next time I am more well-rested than I am today. But for James Stewart, I'm Tanner Burke. And for Baxter Colburn, who is producing over here, because he does everything here, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on the Pick 6. I will see you in an hour. I'm going to go take a quick nap on halftime right here at 11 o'clock Central Time.